Thank you, Shirley. Just to address the issue on the complimentary copies to the national libraries, there have been two lines of thought. Some agree, but some say that we should just keep the books to within the family and our close friends and associates. Those who are not in favor of giving complimentary copies to the libraries asked this question: who would be reading the Lim Chean Hock family book? In reply, I did mention that there are historians and others who were interested in writing about their own family, and they would go to the library to look for reference books, and the Lim Chean Hock book would give them some idea of how to structure their family book. So I think in that respect it has value if we are to give complimentary copies to the libraries. On my own, I did purchase a couple of books. One was on the book entitled The Pioneers of Singapore. Then another book on the dragon, who is Mr. Loh Boon Siu, the late Honda King from Malaysia. So from there, I think I learned, the style of writing. And a year ago, Gerard did give me a book entitled My Story, Lin Go Tong, written by Gerard's godfather. Don't quote me for that. Okay, so the family books that are lodged in the libraries do have a purpose. It may be a very, very small percentage of those who visit the library will read family books, but if you have a purpose at the back of your mind, I think you would find such books useful. In fact, I paid a visit a year ago to my cousin, Mrs. Evelyn Lim, and she showed me two books. I think one is the Sanderson family. Fernando. There were two books. One is a Eurasian family, and one a local Singaporean Chinese family. So from there, it gave me a good idea on how we should structure our book. In fact, from those two books, I noted that the authors were family members. It was not really written by one or two family members, but the work was distributed amongst about 20 of them. So if I were just to ask you, how many of you would be in favor of depositing books to the Singapore National Library? Maybe just a show of hands. Okay, would anyone object to it? To the lodging of this book with the Singapore National Library? Of course, we do not have an ISBN number. This was another issue that was discussed, whether or not we need this number. But some relatives were a bit sensitive. They said that we should just keep it among ourselves. They had fear of identity theft, in which some others might steal your identity to commit fraud or other crimes. So I had to pacify them that it's very unlikely, unless you give your social security number and your date of birth and your identity card number and so on. I said not to worry too much on this. Okay, so there is no one really who objects, right, to giving it to the Singapore National Library. What about the Penang State Library? Should be okay, right? You come under the same category. In fact, 10 days ago, I visited the Institute of Southeast Asian Studies to meet my ex-colleague who is here for 1 year as a research fellow. I showed him this book, and he immediately said, "You have to give me 2 copies." And I said, "Why do you need 2? This one is for you. I will autograph on it." He says, "No, give me another one, because I will give it to the librarian of the ISAS, Institute of Southeast Asian Studies, which is in Singapore." So that book has gone to the library, and I think we will continue to give to other libraries to make our family a little bit more known within Malaysia, Singapore, and other parts of the world. Okay, so thank you.